Hello, we are back. We're back, and we are on Shakuras Plateau, where our players have spawned in close positions in the sense that just these backdoor rocks separate them. 2 rocks, and you are there. 2 rocks for this Terran player in particular with siege tanks. BratOK, the red Terran, if he just fires through 2 sets of rocks, he will be at the doorstep of Socke, the blue Protoss, or the cyan Protoss. I'm going to call him blue. Bluey, blue. Now, in the last game, we saw Socke win by an early sort of, not that early, should I say. Both guys took their second base right at the same time, and we saw a sentry stalker push versus a marine. Bit of marine pressure, and those sentries, with the power of their guardian shield, were able to negate most of the marines' DPS, or at least a good deal of it, and allowed the stalkers to deal with them very effectively. And from that point on, it was just a matter of pressing the advantage, denying the expansion, and moving in once he had Colossi to win the game. Will he do the same in this game? It'll be interesting to see. Both guys going for pretty standard builds so far. I mean, the Terran opened with a supply depot and a barracks. The Protoss opened with a pylon and a gateway. It doesn't get more standard than that. But let's see, we're in these close positions. There's a bit of potential for some Yang to be played with these faraway secret bases, but I don't expect at this pro level we'll see too much Yang. Pros tend not to Yang too hard. Now, gas popping for the Protoss. He's got 3 harvesters in there, of course. Gonna harass this SCV. The barracks does get up though, and a quick-ish gas with just... That's either interesting or a mistake. There's only 2 harvesters on this gas, so he's either timed out his build perfectly for the amount of gas he needs, something like just getting it so Stimpack will pop at the perfect time, or he's made a big horrible error and only put 2 guys on his gas. Whichever one, I suppose it's interesting in the context of the game, but I'll be curious to see if he does add to this or if some kind of sick gas timing does occur. Now, he is just short of... Oh, in fact, what's he getting? He's getting a Reaper, so he has kind of timed it out perfectly to get a Reaper at that moment. But he hasn't added any harvesters since then. Meantime, Stalker this time. Last time I thought he would get a Stalker to deal with the SCV, and he ended up getting a Sentry and more Sentries. This time he is getting the Stalker, but the SCV is going to bail just in the nick of time. Just like this probe. So these guys are going to pass like ships in the night. No, they're not. He's going to the tower. And his opponent is also going to the tower. So they are going to chill out like ships in the night, I guess. Zap. Nope, fight. Whoop. And he does a little bog lap. He's trying to regain some shields. And here comes a Stalker. Burn spots. You are so dead. Oh, dead. That's what you are. Command Center is going for the Terran. Here's the Reaper though. Oh, that's clever clogs. The Stalker was occupied at that tower, and now the Reaper's got free reign, but second Stalker comes out, and that Reaper did get, I think, 1 to 2 kills. I think 1 is the number that he got. The Stalker just got back in time. Did what he could, but the important thing is that he scouted. No, he didn't. Wowee. That Reaper, how did he not scout that Stargate? And now the Void Ray is on the way, and the Terran is in serious trouble. BratOK, you are in danger of losing to this early Void Ray pressure. You sent in your scout, the ultimate scouting unit, the ultimate weapon of scouting, the Reaper, and you walked around the wrong way, and you didn't catch that Stargate, and now there is a Void Ray literally bearing down on your base. Literally. And you have got no GD clue, bro. None whatsoever. All you know is that your opponent has a pylon and a cybernetics core, and that it is time for you to float your command center. Orbital command. It is an orbital. Nexus going up, but here comes the Void Ray. So he's going to expand behind this, but first he is going to charge his Void Ray up, and it is now fully charged and operational. And here it comes. Too much damage to be done. Let's look at the income tab. We see 28 houses to 24. Oop, micro that. His opponent bringing his serious mess of Marines over here. But now the Stalkers come up and they're actually warded off. So good defense from the Terran BratOK, but did lose just a couple of Harvesters. What he has gained himself is some confidence that his opponent is stuck inside the base. His opponent has constantly got to keep Marines back here. He's worried. He's got his opponent worried about this Void Ray. He's got his opponent worried about what else could come out of this Stargate. Forge. Double Forge. Whoa, double Forge all the way. He's going to get serious upgrades. He's already getting armor +1. Really clever. Like I said last time, those Marines, you can do serious damage to their ability to hurt you by getting armor upgrades and by using Guardian Shield, because the power of the Marine is not in the amount of damage it does per attack, it's in the amount of attacks it does per second, and every attack gets diminished by armor upgrades and Guardian Shield. And so if their power is a lot of attacks with a little bit of power, and you take a bit of power off each of those attacks, then you really just, those attacks start to suck. I believe Marine does 3 damage. Where am I? 6 damage, okay. So if Guardian Shield takes 2 damage off, which I believe it does, let's see. Yeah, so it does. So it's actually taking 1/3 of the damage from a Marine. Just deleting it. Just delete it. And the same principle goes for the armor upgrades. Armor upgrades are really good against low damage but high firing rate units. Like the Marine, like the, I suppose the Mutalisk. Can't think of any more off the top of my head because I'm not that good. Not that good at that. On the flip side, they're bad against guys that fire slowly but fire. The Void Ray is another one. Sorry, the Void Ray also attacks very quickly. It looks like it's just a constant laser, but what it is it's attacking with a lot of attacks and low-ish, relatively low damage to get you high DPS. On the other hand, the flip side, if a guy's doing very few attacks but a lot of damage with each attack, then the armor upgrade is going to be less valuable against something like an Immortal or a Siege tank or a Marauder. So if your opponent's going heavy Marines, the moral of the story is use your Guardian Shield, get your armor upgrades. If not, if he's getting Marauders or Roaches, then you should go for the attack upgrades because they're going to be relatively more powerful. Here comes some Ghosts, so they're going to try an EMP, and gee whiz, they've done a super job. All the energy is gone from those sentries. New patch out today, this very day, just an hour ago. Actually, when I tried to load up this replay, these Marines come in and just fire and just kill him. Wow, I got myself distracted, but these Marines did a really great job. Thanks wholly, I think, to those Ghosts coming in and hitting sick EMPs, killing off those sentries, killing off their ability to use the Guardian Shield and the Force Field. A new patch has changed the EMP, nerfed it, so that it doesn't take off all the energy, it only takes off 100. Now in this situation, I don't think any of those sentries had much more than 100 energy. They have a total of 200, I believe. But it's going to be interesting to see. The EMP is less powerful now, and that is going to have a huge effect on Terran vs Protoss. Not going to affect Zerg very much at all. Or Terran vs Terran, thinking about it. But this game was very interesting. He just basically held off that Void Ray pressure. Super easy by going heavy Marines. And, I mean, even if this push didn't work, it was 3 bases to 2. The Void Ray experiment failed, essentially. He was getting Zealot charged, but it was never going to do much. He was really behind. So both of these games, we've seen one each. One has gone to Socke, where he's gotten that early win, where his Sentry Stalker composition kind of just worked. And in this game, his Void Ray attack failed, and he was left behind, and then his opponent, just like he did in the other game, just like Socke did in game 1, BratOK just pressed the advantage and won the game, so well done, and I'm going to try and find game 3. Well, wish me luck.